This is going to be the first and the worst video on my channel. I'm going to tell you about a diet that I used to quickly lose weight in a short period of time before my high school prom, which was a very long time ago. Since then, I've matured and stopped torturing my body with stupid diets such as the one I'm about to share with you. Now, if I think this diet is so bad, then why do I want to make a video on it? Because from my own experience, when people are concerned about their weight before an important event in their life, they're going to try and find some stupid way to lose weight anyways. So I might as well share a diet which, although terrible for your physical health, may be less traumatizing mentally. You know, a diet where you have to eat lettuce for 10 days straight might be better for you in terms of you getting some fiber and vitamins, but it's so torturous that after a few days of this diet, it just feels like your very existence is meaningless. So I've tried a lot of unhealthy diets in my lifetime, and this one was the easiest to endure mentally. And now straight to the point. My exact diet consisted of an unlimited amount of 5-calorie jellos, sugar-free 0-calorie soda and candy, which I ate in very large amounts during the first half of the day, and then I would reserve some higher calorie snacks such as sugar-free puddings for the second half of the day. And then my main meal of the day would be instant ramen. So during this diet, I would consume approximately anywhere from 400 to 600 calories a day for 2 weeks. And then by the end of those 2 weeks, I've lost about 12 pounds, given my height and initial weight at that time. The reason why this diet worked for me was because I spent the first half of the day in school, so I was occupied with other things and it was easier for me to distract myself from thinking about food. In addition, because the food that I did eat, my staple food at the time, the 5-calorie jellos, had very little calories, but a lot of volume compared to calories, it never felt like my stomach was empty. And on top of that soda, of course, the liquid also fills your stomach. So it always felt like I was full. And it was magnified by the fact that I would reserve higher calorie snacks for the second half of the day when I was no longer in school and could no longer distract myself from thinking about food. And I would end the day with my most filling meal, the ramen, because I would end the day feeling full. It would trick my brain into thinking that I've been full the whole day, that I wasn't really hungry for the entirety of the day. Excuse my English. Now, the last point is that it had to be junk food. Because I reserved a higher calorie meal for the second half of the day, I could have potentially swapped it with some healthy meal, like a chicken breast or a salmon or something. Or I could have thrown some veggies into a mix, but I chose not to. And that is because I had to feel like I'm eating unhealthy food to feel like I'm not dieting. And my brain was like, oh, look, she's eating sweet things. Look, she's drinking as much soda as she wants. Look, she's eating ramen. There's no way she's dieting. And that really helped me. That's what made me think that I'm not really restricting myself in any way. Also because I was eating these things, the jellos and the soda, in unlimited amounts. It felt like, I can eat as much as I want. And now that I look back at it with a healthy brain, it really seems so insane, the amount of mental gymnastics I had to go through to trick myself into thinking that I could eat whatever I want while simultaneously starving myself. It's just crazy. And I'm pretty sure I had some mental issues at the time. Now for the fun part, the effects. In 2 weeks of this diet, I've lost approximately 12 pounds, which means I would lose on average less than a pound a day. Which makes it not the harshest diet out there, but it's still pretty bad. I believe it is not recommended to lose more than 2 pounds per week. But weight loss was not the only effect. In just 2 weeks of this diet, my skin became dull and flaky. My acne got worse. I had combination skin, so some parts became very dry and flaky. The other parts, my acne got worse. I got white spots on my nails, my hair became dull and started to fall out, I think my dandruff got worse. So all of this fun stuff, but I was able to lose weight and go to prom feeling like a queen. And now the best part is that I got all of that weight back 2 or 3 weeks after the prom. And I gained even more weight after that. And I think it's a pretty well-known fact that if you lose weight too quickly, then it's not going to be very stable. So I definitely don't recommend it. It's not worth it, although at that time it felt to me like it did. I might have had a mild, or maybe not so mild, I might have had some sort of an eating disorder, probably, I don't know. But I know that I did for sure had an unhealthy relationship with my body and with food. And it took me a couple of years after graduating from high school to recover from that and to change my mentality, but now thankfully I'm at a good place. Now, if you would like to try this diet anyways, I would recommend to maybe at least add some supplements to it. Although actually, I don't know, I think it's a bad idea because even the supplements, you're supposed to take them with food, I believe. And in this diet, your food, it just, I don't know if you can even call it food. It barely has any calories, 0 nutrients. So actually, never mind, scratch that. I just don't recommend this diet, period. So for me, I was able to finally lose weight and be satisfied with my body for the most part. There's always room for improvement, but now for me, it's mostly about getting my body toned rather than about losing weight. But it took me a couple of years to get here. And now my weight doesn't fluctuate anymore. I eat wherever I want. I don't do any diets. I don't exercise, which that is a bad part. I need to fix that. But my point is that I don't need to do anything extra and to go any extra miles to lose weight. I just adopted 3 simple habits that I started doing, and I was able to painlessly and consistently lose weight over the course of several months. And I want to make a separate video on those 3 tips. And I know it sounds like a scam, just do these 3 simple things to lose weight once and for all. Buy my book today for just $500 and you will reach the body of your dreams. But it really was that simple for me. I've come to realize that weight loss doesn't need to be anything complicated. It really is that simple, and I'll make a video on it. A lot of it is common sense, nothing groundbreaking, nothing difficult. 3 very concrete tips, habits. The difficult part is changing your mentality, and that I don't have any tips on. I'm not sure how I did it. I don't remember what switched in my brain. I do remember for sure that I started doing these 3 things. So as I said, I'll make a video on it. As for this video, it's over. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Unfortunately, I've deleted most of the pictures from that time that accurately represented my weight. Every picture where I thought I look even a little chubby, I've deleted. I used to apply a lot of filters that made me look slimmer, so I don't really have a lot of pictures that show what my weight was like. But I have a few here, so mostly screenshots from some videos. Here you can tell a lot of this. The problem with a lot of these that it's just the angle isn't flattering, but you can still see that my face is much rounder. I think I look better now, for instance. Yes, so a lot of these are unflattering angles, so it might not be representative of what my actual weight was like, or maybe it is. Also, the hairstyle, I used to wear ponytail a lot, and it made my face look rounder. Now here you can tell that my belly is showing through my shirt a little bit. And I know for a fact that since I've saved this picture, then I look much slimmer on it than I actually looked at that time. So it may look to you like I wasn't really that overweight. If it does, like here you can see it pretty well. I was much rounder. The thing is, I was hiding my fat with the way I dressed, and I want to make a separate video on that as well. So if you think I'm fat here, I actually must have been much more overweight than it appears on this picture because I kept it, as I said. So here you can see the ugly filter that I used, which made my face look slimmer, and it looks, I don't know, I look like a toddler. Here, this picture that I'm going to use for my thumbnail, obviously very unflattering angle. As I said, I've deleted every picture where I looked fat, but I must have left this one because I thought it's funny. But again, it's either because of this angle, it's either not representative of my weight at the time, or maybe it is actually the only picture that is representative of my weight at the time. But anyways, here you got to see some pictures. Okay, so here for my prom pictures. Here we might have the opposite problem. Obviously I look slimmer here, but here there might be the opposite problem compared to my previous pictures. Here I might look slimmer than I actually was due to the fact of the dress that I'm wearing and my hairstyle, which are specifically great for hiding any excessive fat. So I'm not really sure. You can see the difference. I'm not sure how representative it is of reality. But still, you can see some difference. And maybe you can see the difference between the older pictures and the way I look now. Now I've lost more weight than I did during that diet, without any weird diets or unnatural means. And I'll talk about that later.